What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of GH, I liked this episode. I did. We're moving, we're moving things along. And what's intriguing me is this whole Naomi Dreyfus situation. I cannot believe they brought Naomi back just to kill her ass after 2 episodes. I said, damn, who the hell she pissed off? I was like, what are y'all doing? I was expecting Naomi to be around for a little while. I said, damn, you done bit the dust quick, haven't you? Um, and it was so funny because Sean was telling Dante, oh, she's been dead a while, so it ain't no point in, trying to resuscitate her or whatever. I'm like, Sean, sir, what's a while to you? Because y'all weren't gone from that motel room but all of 5 minutes before y'all came back there, knocking on her door again. So she couldn't have been dead all that damn long. She had to have been dead at least 5 to 10 minutes. Because they found prescription pills or whatever in her bathroom, and Dante automatically thought maybe it was a suicide. Finn was like, hell no. Even Sam and Sean didn't believe that mess. They said, nah, based off the conversation they had with her, ain't no way she killed herself. Because the whole conversation was just her giving up clues and hints that what she's saying was a lie. And Finn didn't believe that she killed herself anyway because she had made plans to see Violet. So why would she do that? You know what I mean? And then on top of that, she kept spouting off how Hayden didn't want to be a mother, she hated it or whatever. And even Finn said, nah, no, she didn't. They wasn't buying none of that bullshit. So they knew somebody killed her to shut her up and to tie up loose ends because she knows where Hayden is. She knew. And somebody had to be watching that conversation from the bathroom, which they were. The question is, who the hell is doing this? I think Nicholas is definitely is a suspect. He could have hired somebody to do it, um, because it would benefit him if Naomi didn't run her mouth. You know what I mean? It would benefit him. Unless I really hope the writers are not trying to rewrite who shot Hayden. I hope they're not, because we all know Nicholas hired somebody to do it. So I hope they're not trying to rewrite that and make it some big plot point. Cause I'm like, no, 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 no. Stick to the original story. It could be Peter. Peter is definitely a suspect because he has to gain from this. I mean, he goes after Naomi. It, directly hurts Finn in a way because it hurts Violet. Because now he has to figure out how to tell Violet that, the grandmother she just saw 2 minutes ago is now dead. How do you explain that to a child? You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be hard for him to do, but now him and Elizabeth, are going to have to figure out how to do it because Liz, of course, offered her services as she does. Very freely, I might add. Yeah, that was shade, but anyway. Um, um, Sean better be careful. Sean and Sam better be careful because whoever is doing this is going to great lengths to make sure that Hayden is not found and made sure that whoever shot her, Nicholas, is not found out. So they got to be careful because they both have a lot to lose. Like, who's to say that this psycho won't come after TJ or won't come after Danny or Scout? You know what I mean? You have to be very careful. A part of me thinks that this Hayden thing might tie into Drew coming back as well. A part of me thinks that that may be the case too. It could be. You never know. All these things might be aligned together. Um, I don't know. It could be quite interesting. Could be quite interesting. I want to know who's involved in all this. I love a good murder mystery. I love a good mystery plot. I love it. It's so intriguing. And then Dante, he's sitting here asking Finn all these questions about Peter and stuff, asking him what was he doing down in the basement or whatever. I'm like, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Anna and Finn already explain to him and Jordan why they were down in that basement? So why are you still asking him this question? Unless it's a tactic on Dante's part. Because a lot of cops do that when they're investigating something. They'll ask you a question and you answer the questions, and then a few days, few weeks later, they'll ask you the same question. And I think it's a tactic to see if you're going to give them the same answer you originally gave them, this time around. So I think he could have been doing that, trying to see if Finn is going to slip up and say something else, that could help him. I was like, okay, Dante is smart enough to think like that. He definitely is, because him, when he in detective mode, he like a dog with a damn bone. But I can't wait to see how this shit unfold because I got a feeling it's gonna be some trouble, and they need to figure it out very quickly. So anyway, moving on from that, I like Willow when she's in nurse mode because she's still doing the whole nurse training, student nurse thing, and she's shadowing Elizabeth, and Felix is there helping out. See, I love stories like this too. Watching the new nurses and doctors and stuff train and all that shit, it'd be funny because I agree with Felix. Like Willow is good, but wait until Epiphany come back from her vacation. That's gonna be the ultimate test for Willow because we know how Epiphany could be. She could be hard on you because she want to make sure that she getting the best out of you as a nurse. You know what I mean? So I can't wait to see that. I think we could see more hospital stuff if the writers incorporate more hospital drama. You know what I'm saying? Remember back when they used to do biotoxins and all that, when a guy swallowed some type of toxin and shit and they had to shut the hospital down? Storylines like that are so fun because you get to see the hospital more. You get to see more of the characters like Amy. We could see more of Amy Driscoll, Felix, and all them. I think it'd be fun. They need to come up with a storyline like that because I want to see more of Felix in them. I hate that they only bring Felix out for one day out of the year or something, or one day every 6 months. It's so stupid. And then they just shelved new Lucas. I was like, why the hell did y'all recast Lucas if you're never going to show him? And then him and Felix looked like they were getting close again. So I was like, where that's going? We don't even know. I'm like, I hate that. Unanswered questions. I don't like it. It's use the people. Where the hell is Valerie? You know what I mean? Like, they done got a recast of her and then we don't see her no more. I'm like, what is going on, y'all? Like, get this together. Um, and it's so funny because Willow not even going by her married name now. She ain't going by Nurse Chase. She going by Nurse Tate. I said, okay. So anyway, moving on from that, Austin is just such a puppeteer. Like he's such a puppet master. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's just pulling the strings, and Chase finally realized that his strings had been pulled. Because he kept wondering why Austin kept buttering him up and kept playing games with his head about Michael and Willow, like telling him, "Oh, why bow out gracefully when you can go with a bang?" Like you could exit the marriage with an impact. I'm like, yeah, because it's only gonna impact your ass. That's why. Like him going after them, what good does that do for him? You know what I'm saying? I would like to see a darker side to Chase. Like, you know, it's cool that he's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with a good guy character. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But I think you need a little edge to you. You know what I'm saying? Especially to be on this show, you need a little bit of an edge. Um, because I respect the fact that Chase wasn't trying to get revenge. Like he thought about it because Austin was pumping him up for it. But the more Chase thinks about it, it's just not his nature. You know what I'm saying? I can't be mad at that. As much as I want him to have an edge and be a little dark, I can't be mad at him being who he is. He's just not a hateful person. He's a nice person. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't blame him. Because even he started reflecting and feeling like, you know what? I shouldn't have married her on my deathbed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he should have considered how she felt, and he wished that he would have saw the signs, and he wouldn't have went through with it had he would have known that's not really what she wanted. He wouldn't have married her. He would have just said, okay, cool. You don't want to marry me. You're in love with somebody else. He would have took that shit on the chin and kept moving. But the more Austin talks and the more he sees Willow and the more he thinks about that day when he found Michael's shirt on the ground, it's pissing him off, I think, even more. Like it's just pumping him up to be bad. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, Chase, I don't know. I mean, as much as I want to see him, in dark mode, I think about the possibility of how this can go wrong. Because we already know if he gets revenge, he's going to become the town pariah. You know what I'm saying? We already know most of the characters going to hate him. They going to be like, oh, you did wrong by Willow and Michael. You know how they do with their little hypocritical ass. They be picking sides. Even though Chase is totally justified, but you know how people do. But either way, whether he wants to get revenge or not, I'm with Chase all the way on this one. At least he reflected and realized where he went wrong in all of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not saying, oh, I'm not blameless or nothing. He's taking some blame for it. But Austin just keep on playing the puppet master. And, Chase asked him, he was like, why are you so worried about all this? He was like, what's in it for you? And, Austin finally revealed to him about the letters and stuff, between Edward and Jimmy Lee and how the letters is still in the house in the study, and he need Chase to get it because Chase lives there, so he can easily go in the study without being questioned. Um, Chase didn't really want to do it though. He didn't want to do that. And here go Austin again, manipulating them. Talking about, oh, well, the Quartermains feel like they're entitled to everything and they, basically take from the little guys like us. I said, first of all, Austin, sir, you are a doctor who makes good money. You own rental properties that you rent out to make more money. So don't make it seem like you're some poor person because you're obviously not poor. You got money. Do you have Quartermain funds? Probably not, but you got money. You ain't poor. You know what I'm saying? You're very well off. So I don't know why you trying to make this like a whole woe is me story. Like, no, sir, you got money. Um, you got money. I can understand why he would want a piece of ELQ. He feels like that's his birthright. I get it, but don't start that woe is me shit. You know what I mean? Like, and Chase was contemplating whether or not to take Austin up on that and help him out. But I think he's definitely gonna help him because when he was, wheeling himself around and talking to Willow, and Austin was standing there, Austin was just looking at him like, "You better do as I told you to do." Like that's how Austin was looking at him like, "I'm counting on you. You better do it." So anyway, moving on from that. So of course Ned is in an uproar. He called a family meeting because he done got off the phone with Tracy, and Tracy knew Austin was gonna come. She was expecting it because apparently Edward was corresponding with Jimmy Lee while he was sick. While Edward was sick and stuff before he died, they were sending letters back and forth. And Tracy noticed that, and she started taking the letters. She started intercepting the letters from Edward. So she had a feeling that Austin was gonna pop up. She knew it. So of course Ned was pissed off because he was like, "Come on, that was almost 10 years ago, and you're just now telling me now." He was like, "Shit, we could have handled this a long time ago. Now it's too damn late. Now we got to figure out a whole new strategy to fix this mess." I was like, I agree. Like, Tracy, you knew about this shit for years and you just now saying something. What the hell is wrong with you? Like, come on now. Come on, Tracy. Like, seriously. 9.5 years later, you want to start telling them about this now? Like, really? I would have been pissed too. Like, come on now. We could have nipped this shit in the bud almost a decade ago. Like, come on. So now Ned is trying to figure out what they're going to do about it. Because Monica was like, well, shit, Austin must know about the letters. I say, yeah, he does. He does. So basically, Ned wants to buy out Austin. You know what I mean? He wants to buy out whatever his shares are, ELQ, whatever Jimmy Lee might have gotten. Because Monica got a point, though. She was like, we don't know what Edward was going to do. Just because him and Jimmy Lee was talking again, that doesn't necessarily mean Edward was going to change his will, which is true. They don't know that. So Ned wants to offer up, some money or whatever to buy him out. I think that's a good gesture, but I don't really think Austin's going to take the money. I don't think Austin's going to take a buyout. It's clear to me that Austin wants to be a part of the family. And for him, being a part of the family means being a part of ELQ. So if he gets rid of his ELQ shares and sells them to the family and take a one-time payout, he's not going to be a part of the family dynamic. And he knows it. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's going to hold on to those shares. Why give them up? Plus, they're probably going to make you more money in the long run. You know what I'm saying? You'll be a damn fool to sell them now. And Valentine is probably hoping for that shit. He probably hoping that he hangs on to those shares because that means Valentine hangs on to ELQ, his CEO position. So anyway, Michael, of course, is still bitching about this whole Chase situation. Oh, we had to do what we had to do. We're trying to do what's best for Chase. Sir, doing what's best for Chase would have been telling him about this shit sooner. Like, you know what I mean? Instead of being stupid. Like, Michael definitely should have told Chase about this sooner. So anyway, moving on from that. Nicholas done got all up in Spencer's face about that damn letter. And Spencer talking about, oh, I never even looked at it. Oh, I returned it because I knew he was in a catonic state and he was in a wheelchair or whatever, so I just returned it. And Nicholas at first was believing him. He bought the story at first until he walked off and he was looking at Trina and Spencer talking. Then he looked at the letter. He looked at the date on the letter. and he realized that the date on the letter contradicts the date that Spencer told him he sent the letter back. Plus, that's right around the time Ava started getting the cockroach and all that stuff. So he started to believe, yeah, Spencer did this shit. He was like, yeah, Spencer's a stalker. I said, finally, Nicholas, you got a brain. I said, there you go. Think, sir. Look at the evidence. So he overheard that Spencer wanted to throw this big ass party or whatever at Windermere. So he came up with an excuse. So Nicholas was like, okay, cool. So he lied to Spencer and said, okay, I'm going out of town for business. You got Windermere all to yourself. So he plans on staying in town because he plans on making sure that Spencer's party is one that they will never forget. I'm interested in seeing this because this is going to be quite interesting. Nicholas versus Spencer. Oh, this is going to be good. I wonder what the hell Nicholas got in store, because this is going to be real good. This is going to be damn good. Even though Nicholas is being a bit hypocritical. I mean, Nicholas, come on now. You faked your death and stayed away from your son all this time. The boy had a right to be pissed. I think he should just be honest with him and say, I know you stalked her. Let's figure this out. But then again, it is General Hospital. It's daytime drama. So that's what we're going to get. We're going to get some damn good drama out of this. And I can't wait. I mean, Spencer is turning into the true Cassadine that Helena has always wanted Nicholas to be. And Spencer is being that. Conniving, manipulative, sneaky. Helena would be in her grave just... Oh, shit. Did I drop something? Helena would literally be in her grave right now just... Bravo. Bravissima. Like, I know she in her grave right now just clapping. She finally got a Cassadine, one of her grandchildren, to be what she always wanted them to be. And even though Nicholas has, tampered with that a few times and gone to the dark side a couple times, Spencer looks like he's pretty much at that level. Getting there at least. And I'm here for it. It's about damn time the Cassadine seen a resurgence, and I'm happy. It's time to get some evil Cassadines up in here. Listen, I don't know about y'all, but I'm looking forward to it. I really am. So anyway, that's pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about it, and I will see you all later. Have a great day. Peace.